the Lincoln Memorial, the National Archives, the U.S. Capitol. Washington, D.C. is known for its neoclassical architecture, harking back to the majestic buildings of ancient Greece and Rome. And so it was for decades, until a concrete donut arose on the country's National Mall. Behold, the Brutalist donut, better known as the Hirshhorn Museum and Sculpture Garden. This iconic structure is the Smithsonian's museum devoted to modern and contemporary art. For 50 years, visitors have found inspiration in the exhibitions displayed on its walls, both on the inside and out. The building is beloved by many, despite having some detractors. But what is Brutalism anyway? The architectural style took shape in the 1950s and 60s as Europe rebuilt after World War II, emphasizing utilitarianism, simple materials, and functionalism. Brutalism appealed to architects seeking speedy and cost-effective solutions to public housing shortages. The term Brutalism comes from the French béton brut, meaning raw concrete. Architects would leave concrete unadorned and unpolished. Brutalism gained popularity in the US, especially in DC, for governmental and institutional buildings, due to its solidity and gravitas, as well as its economical means of construction. It also distinguished itself from the neoclassical architecture of the past. When Gordon Bunshaft, an influential American architect, was commissioned to design the nation's modern art museum, he envisioned a large piece of functional sculpture, as bold as the works it would house. For this, he turned to concrete and Brutalism, whose structural properties allowed him to raise the building above the ground and provide continuous views across the National Mall. Construction of the museum took 5 years, with the Hirshhorn opening on October 4th, 1974. Its hollow cylindrical form stands 82 feet tall, elevated 14 feet by 4 massive concrete piers, giving it a hovering appearance. Inside, the museum houses an unparalleled collection of art by Pablo Picasso, Georgia O'Keeffe, Alberto Giacometti, and many others. It all started with American immigrant Joseph H. Hirshhorn, a Latvian-born entrepreneur and philanthropist who began collecting works in the 1940s. Over the course of several decades, he amassed more than 12,000 pieces, all donated to the Smithsonian. As a young boy, Hirshhorn had immigrated through Ellis Island to New York with his mother and 12 siblings. The experience and his subsequent meteoric success left a deep impact on him.
It is an honor to have given my art collection to the people of the United States as a small repayment for what this nation has done for me and others like me who arrived here as immigrants.
Located exactly halfway between the Washington Monument and the U.S. Capitol, the Hirshhorn is a standout feature of the National Mall. Yet, the Hirshhorn's brutalist design evokes a strong love-hate response from architects and visitors alike. Despite its initial popularity, the style has faced criticism for its stark appearance and perceived lack of warmth. Upon the Hirshhorn's unveiling, the New York Times compared it to a bunker. Over time, however, people have come to appreciate the museum's design. The Washington Post later applauded the building for symbolizing the biggest piece of abstract art in town. This mindset is still going strong, with the museum inviting artists to collaborate with the building itself. In 2012, Doug Aiken's video projections transformed the Hirshhorn's circular facade into an immersive soundscape. Dubbed liquid architecture, Aiken used 11 high-definition video projectors to create a 360-degree cinematic experience. It was a constantly moving, one-of-a-kind event, and impossible to witness from a single vantage point. Fulfilling its Art for All mission, the Hirshhorn welcomes artistic innovation, expanding the boldness of its collection and its architecture. Do not miss your chance to see this national treasure on your next visit. Get it? Because it's shaped like a donut. And be sure to check out more exciting Smithsonian objects on another episode of National Treasure.